How's it going, viewers? Are you one of those people who stands in the mirror obsessing over the size of your muscles? There's a lot you can learn about someone's appearance. In today's video, we'll discuss what the shapes of your body parts say about your personality. What does your eye shape tell you? What about your hands? We'll talk about all of this and more. Number 1. The lips. The lips control your grin. Research states that a beautiful smile is determined not only by teeth, but also by the framing of the lips. Did you know that lips are regarded as one of the most important aspects in defining personality? Whether we're happy, angry, or sad, the first physical indicator is our mouth, since we convey our feelings both orally and through facial expression. Experts now believe your lip shape may indicate underlying psychological quirks and personality features. Not only do your lips, like your fingers, have their own distinct print, but they also say a lot about your behavioral qualities. The shape of your lips influence how you feel about people and how you behave. People with medium-shaped lips and no other emphasized features are self-directed in their relationships. They value affection and avoid drama. If you have large lips, you're more loving to others and prioritize everyone's needs. If you're amongst people with wide lips, you're kind and outgoing, and you like catering to the needs of your loved ones. Lastly, individuals with small lips are more competitive. They prefer being alone to spending time with others. At the same time, they also want to be acknowledged by their loved ones for their unique personality. Does the shape of your lips match your personality traits mentioned here? Sound off in the comment section and start a conversation with our Bestie community. Number 2. Color of the eyes. The eyes are the doorway to your soul. William Shakespeare said that. Little did he know that centuries later, scientists would be backing that up. We've all seen numerous personality tests that disclose a little something about your fortune and personality. A study discovered that the personalities of people are connected to their irises. It was analyzed that your eye color is influenced by the same genes that make up your frontal lobes, resulting in shared beliefs among people with similar irises. Research has also been conducted to investigate the relationship between eyes and personality. The researchers identified that both personality and eye anatomy are connected to the frontal lobe of the brain, which is in charge of shaping our personalities. If you have dark brown eyes, you're probably introverted, cryptic, and secretive. If you have light brown eyes, you're a natural-born leader and you're intellectual. If you have light blue eyes and a curved iris, you're highly competitive. If you're among the group of darker blue eyes, you have a lot of physical strength. You should know that people with darker eyes are more reclusive and mysterious. People with lighter eyes are more outgoing. Have I caught your interest? Well then, hit that subscribe button and watch more videos. Join our millions of followers for more amazing Bestie content. Number 3. Discolored fingernails. This may show that you're suffering from undiagnosed health issues. Most of you have heard that your nails can point to major illnesses, such as renal or liver disease. These tiny parts of your body also tell you how the rest of your body is performing, or, more accurately, how it's not functioning well. Nail clubbing or the expansion of your fingertips might be a sign of lung disease, liver disease, heart disease, or even AIDS. Furthermore, spoon nails or soft nails that appear scooped out might indicate you're extremely anemic and deficient in iron. Finally, indentations that run across your nails might indicate diabetes or that you're currently suffering from pneumonia, scarlet fever, or measles. Number 4. The shape of the nose. There are different forms of noses, but every nose is unique in its own way. The shape of your nose reveals a lot about your personality. Studies speculate that differences in nose shape between people were influenced by the climate because the nose functions as an air conditioning system. People with long noses are highly ambitious and dedicated in their professional life. They tend to be perfectionists who prioritize their work lives over their personal lives. People with shorter noses, on the other hand, are sensitive and loyal. They place higher importance on emotions rather than material possessions. They would rather be happy with their family than have a good profession. If you have a pointed nose, you might be an excellent financial advisor because you manage your money effectively. But if you're somebody with nose clefts, you may struggle with commitment. On the other side, big nostrils indicate a preference for spending money rather than saving it, whereas tiny nostrils indicate a deep devotion to personal ties and family. Number 5. Your height. Height is one of the characteristics that influence lifespan. This does not, however, imply that taller individuals are doomed to have shorter lives. or that short people are destined to live longer. Lifestyle decisions have the greatest influence. However, according to a study, shorter people have a gene that allows them to live longer than taller folks. This gene, known as FOXO3, has been linked to body size and lifespan, as demonstrated by their 40-year study. At the end of the trial, researchers discovered that individuals who were 5 feet 2 inches or less survived longer than those who were 5 feet 4 inches or taller. Before we move ahead, here's another video you might like. Watch and become familiar with 5 herbs you didn't know could damage your liver. Now, back to our talk on body shape and personality. Number 6. The appearance of your fingers. Have you ever noticed that your ring finger is longer than your index or vice versa? According to research, the length of your fingers indicates the quantity of testosterone you were exposed to as a fetus in utero. If your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you're a highly charming person who takes more chances in both your personal and professional life. If your index finger is longer than your ring finger, you're a natural-born leader. And finally, if your ring finger and index fingers are the same length, it indicates that you're an excellent communicator. Number 7. The shape of your eyes. You can tell whether someone's happy, sad, emotional, or furious just by looking at them directly, but you can't know what personality qualities they have. Face reading specialists have claimed for hundreds of years that your eyes may correctly reveal hidden traits of your character. This is all due to the bone structure of the skull. Those with wide eyes are more expressive and emotive in their personal lives. They're detail-oriented and like to be careful in general. If you're someone with huge eyes, you may be open-minded, clever, and kind. People with tiny and wide eyes are introverted perfectionists. Also, if your ring and index finger are the same length, it says you're an excellent communicator. Number 8. The appearance of the hands. Your hands continuously do things for you, right from the minute you wake up until you go to bed at night. But have you ever considered what your hands reveal about your personality? From the shape of your hands to the lines on your palm, each element has a distinct signature that's unique to you and your personality. Your hands have a structure that's specific to you. Like our lips and fingers, our hands have their own distinct print. The best way to observe this is to raise the hand you think is the strongest. Make sure your palm is facing you. If your finger appears to be far apart, it indicates that you enjoy exploring and experimenting with new things. But if your fingers are close together, this indicates that you're a careful person. Number 9. The shape of the face. The human face has an extremely complex structure that may reveal a lot about an individual's social and personal functions. During research, individuals were asked to rate the intelligence of students, both male and female, based solely on their pictures. It was found that people with long faces are believed to be highly intellectual, and people with narrow facial structures are thought to be emotionally sensitive rather than clever. Also, those with broad features were identified to be more biased, emotionless, and extremely successful. Number 10. The legs. According to one study, if fat has stopped forming in your thighs, it might be a symptom of poor metabolism. Thin legs indicate that your metabolic health isn't what it used to be. It might be due to a defect in how our bodies convert food into energy. This might result in a slew of medical issues, including cardiovascular disease. Number 11. Cheekbones. Defined cheekbones are regarded as one of the most appealing aspects of the face. People with broad cheekbones and wide cheeks have greater testosterone levels. Research proves that individuals with bigger cheekbones and greater levels of testosterone have a more aggressive attitude and are more prone to violence. The more noticeable someone's cheekbones are, the more intense their personalities are, and that's a result of all of the testosterone. We frequently consider our personalities to be the essence of who we are. There are so many things the body can tell us about who we are as people. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more personality-related videos, shall we? Check out what your blood type says about your personality, or how the way you draw the letter X says a lot about your personality. Go ahead, click one, or better yet, watch both and become familiar with your inner self. Have you discovered something interesting about your personality? Let us know in the comments below.